this first panel discussion on higher education titled Future Proofing Graduates Embedding 21st Century Skills in Higher Education. So we have today with us Dr. Ranjit Singh, Vice-Chancellor, Shobhit University, Dr. Sharma, Vice-Chancellor, Swami Vivekananda Bharati University, and Dr. Kulkarni, who was incidentally earlier to be in the panel too, but he had joined us now. So Dr. Ankur Kulkarni is Vice-Chancellor from Singh University in the Now, when we talk about this theme for the panel today, embedding 21st century skills in higher education, it's very important. If you see today the way industry is expecting our students from the higher education institutions, they need diverse skills. They need multiple soft skills, technical skills, communication skills, literacy skills, life skills, learning skills to be imbibed into the students while they are in higher education. The importance of it can be understood because the way assessments were going on, the way teaching were going on, the pedagogy which has been there over the years, that is traditional, has been changing. Now that people are understanding the importance, what is the need, why it is required, what should be done, what are the challenges being faced. These are some of the points which we are going to discuss today in the panel discussion. So, in for 5 years, number of frameworks are also coming up very aggressively also in terms of understanding and implementing these skills in 21st century, how students can learn it. Various frameworks are there, like ACT 21 framework is there, which is also called KC, which talks about knowledge, skills, aptitude, values and ethics as required. Similarly, there is another framework which has come, which is called TPAC. This talks about technological, pedagogical, content, knowledge. One of our framework which is very prominent and had been actually being followed across the higher education institutions globally today is P21 framework, which is called the Partnership for 21st Century Skills Framework, which has been developed by industry, corporate people are there into it, academicians are there into it, and the policy makers. To start with, we will be asking Dr. Sharma if you can tell us your take on how important is embedding these 21st century skills in the students who try to learn.
Thank you, Doctor. The most important thing is that I'll suggest if you will have carefully think about it, there is a group of students who are not English speaking, and somebody come over there who is a good English speaking, good skill, so others feel little bit embarrassed. The requirement is this. Similarly, it is happening for the skill. We must first listen to the student. We must understand what are the positive things and what are the negative things in the student. And positivity, if a doctor is there, yeah, he is doing the medical course, I am in a university, dental person is there, engineering student is there, but his wish was to become a musician. Earlier it was not possible, but now because of NEP, it is possible. He can take any of the subject also. Second thing is it's not mandatory. Not many times we are getting a problem, no NMC is not allowed, that bar council is not allowing, pharmacy council is not allowing. No, that's not the criteria. We have to explore that where student can do the best. In the 21st century, the most important thing is we have to understand which part the student can do the best. If you will give the choice of that subject, if you give the choice of that exposure, we will get the best effort. Hour before, our Honorable AICT previous Chairman, Dr. Anil Shastri has given a very good example at Maharashtra. There is an engineering college in which two sections are there. One section is learning by Marathi, another is doing by English. But the placement factor with 4 lakhs to 10 lakhs rupees package for a BTech student is from the Marathi section. And that English section is struggling up to 60%. That means what? When I had my own language, I had my own command, so I can express myself. Yeah, I can very well understand some of us may be very good in communication in English, but student is more comfortable in the mother tongue. So I just want that this is required first to understand in 21st century. If you want a transformation, really we have to understand the student. We have to understand what type of skill where he can do the accent. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sharma. I will now ask Dr. Kulkarni. See, when we talk about the frameworks which we have just mentioned, and the most prominent P21 talks about that all these 21st century skills can be classified into broad three categories, which are called learning skills, life skills, and also in terms of your literacy skills. Now, learning skills, which are also known as 4Cs, which we call them: communication, creativity, collaboration. And what is your view on these skills, learning skills?
Skills are very important, and especially if we will talk about what Sir was referring, that NEP 2020 definitely gives the thrust on skill enhancement, skill development, and there is a possibility and opportunities for current students to have their tailor-made courses so that they can enhance their skills. But at the same time, the mapping is essential, because when the students who are having inbuilt, inherited their capabilities, skills, so we have to, as a teacher, we have to identify them, we have to nurture that, and we have to ensure that for that particular student, he can achieve or excel in his life. So, we have to identify these inherited skills among the students, and we have to nurture that. That is our role as an academician. So definitely, whatever the question, that the skills are very important. Identifying the skills is also equally important, because if you take the examples of Lata Mangeshkar or Sachin Tendulkar, so the inbuilt or inherited skills are also very important. And at the same time, nurturing those skills and taking them to such a higher level where they can create a landmark is also very essential. So, as an academician, we must ensure that these skills are identified and nurtured, and such equal opportunities are provided to the students so that they can grow and better make their life better. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Kulkarni. I will now move to Dr. Singh. We have been hearing about these 21st century skills for now last couple of decades. For the last decade, it is coming out very vocally now. What initiatives your university has took in this direction?
Thank you very much, sir. And also let me thank the organizers, this 9-1 meeting, and who gave me this chance to be part of this skill panel and research and learn together. The question is very pertinent, sir. We are talking about these skills. For the last 5 years, particularly when it was implemented. Hello. Good morning, all. It is a proud privilege for me to be part of this great panel and this esteemed audience. Question is very pertinent, and I am Vice-Chancellor of a university which is located in pure rural background, and we cater to the student of around 30-40 kilometers periphery. Of course, students from across the country comes to us, but maximum of the students are from rural area. Now, we are talking about the skills, how they can be embedded into the curriculum. What is happening in my university, most of the courses are regulated courses. They are being regulated by councils, where the syllabus is prescribed by the councils, and we don't have much liberty to do that. What we do there, we offer value-added courses. particularly when we talk of life skills, say for example human values, digital literacy, where we give computer-oriented skills, or disrupting technology, AI, ML, value-added courses are given there. And where we have some liberty, because we are governed by what you call as Umbrella Act of UP government, that is UP Private University Act 2019. And what UP government and the Higher Education Department has done that in the beginning they made a high-level committee and they designed certain curriculum syllabi incorporating all the aspects of NEP 2020. So in some programs like BA, BCom, BSc, we are implementing those. Now, but the problem that we face is, of course, the awareness of these skills, these programs, the future readiness in the student and among the faculty also. We face challenges in the number of faculty and quality of faculty. And moreover, somehow we are not able to give that much skilling to the faculty itself so that they skill the student, make them future ready. But we have initiated many initiatives which are taking shape, and we keep on thinking on them. We discuss them, debate them, find out the gaps and try to address them. The main challenge that I can see is the trained faculty, whether it is digital literacy, whether it is life skills, whether it is technical skills. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Singh. You had touched a very important point of training the faculty. I will come back to that later on. Dr. Kulkarni, when we talk about skills, they had to be inculcated, they had to be programmed in our curriculum. So what do you think? Because there are many ways we talk about case-based studies, simulations, gaming, we talk about project-based learning. There are many ways. So according to you, what is the scientific way, more ideal way, and more friendly way to inculcate this concept into the students by integrating it into your curriculum?
Yes, this is a very excellent question. As far as, because I represent Sage University Indore, and we are having a 4-tier education system. In the beginning, the students learn the courses in the classroom. The another second part is they are doing the experiments in the laboratories. The third part is they are working on the simulators, because especially when we are talking about the chemical engineering, biotechnological engineering, so we are having a simulator laboratories. And the very important and last factor is working in hand on the live projects in the industries. So these 4-tier systems ensures that the skill enhancement takes place, and at the same time the student gets an opportunity to learn each and every topic related with experiential learning at 4 different levels. As far as experiential learning is concerned, it is definitely a vital part of the syllabus, and it makes the students industry ready, and so experiential learning has to be a part of the curriculum. And I emphasize that 50% of the syllabus should include this experiential learning, and definitely we will find the results that students will be employable and industry ready when they will graduate. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Dr. Kulkarni. I will come to you, Dr. Sharma. You have touched upon a point where you say that we should make it comfortable for the students in the beginning of your introductory note. You had talked about how we should make our students comfortable, and definitely integrating into curriculum is one aspect. But then we have to have a system where pedagogical practices are to be also evolved, and it has to be more involving for the students. So this is one aspect, making it comfortable for the students. The culture in the classroom, culture among the students, where they can come up openly, that participative nature, that adaptability, that performability, that openness in the students to come out with the free questions and asking out with the new exciting ideas. Definitely this is one you had touched. So what, if you can elaborate more on this, and what other pedagogical practices can be inculcated?
Thank you, Professor. I'll touch. Today itself, if you see, either my child or your child, if they are playing with the mobile, we always think that they are playing something wrong. If they are sitting for the longer period of time, even parents doesn't allow. The most important obstacle for the skilling, for the bringing of the student, what we are facing is that the parents also know that how skill, where my child is more active, where his brain is more productive. But you are not telling to the teachers, you are not telling to that. Second thing is our Indian system. How advanced we are saying 21st century, but today itself the teacher is not agree to give a free hand to the student, which is very, very important. Third thing is I am interested only in teaching, not for the practical part. Until unless you will not give a practical hand, until unless you will not say to the student, oh, you do it, if something wrong will happen, I will owe the responsibility. But you commit this, at least you commit the mistake. This is what we are facing a problem. The students are not coming out. Yeah, they had a large potential. They had everything. And third important thing is, they are not schools. In the higher education and schools also, I request every one of you, please give them the sky. Please give them the sky to the students. Let them to mark the colors. If colors are not fair, that we can decide, oh, it is not combining. But give them space, give them what type of skill, and please promote the student. Honestly think, you all are here, if a student is doing, earlier days, I remember when I was a student, I was doing a poem, Hindi poem, on the dais, and my principal and the chief guest stand up from there, they bring out their pen and give it to me as a gift. Beta, it was excellent. Now tell me how you are promoting your students, how you are promoting your child at your home also. I request, it is not there that the skilling is required only for the students. Skill is required for the parents also, for the teachers also. The most important obstacle for coming up of the student for the skill is because the teachers are rigid, the senior faculty members are rigid, they are not ready to accept the skill changes. They are not ready to accept that. If you take the youth, if they are going to the class, they are taking their laptops. I'm sorry, take the senior people who are carrying the laptops to the classroom. It's again a burden, but they don't know how to connect. I'm depending on the other person. Let us take a simple example. If doctors have asked me, oh, send me this document, I'll search it on the mail or something like that. He needs hurry. He said, sir, please send it on WhatsApp. I'm sorry. Today also, you can check how many of you can send it on WhatsApp. Until unless it is a snapshot or something, we doesn't know how to go with the mail, with the WhatsApp app itself. We are very much afraid it may be misused. Somebody can misuse. Oh yes, let the things to come out. Once our senior persons, our parents will start emphasizing, I must also learn things. I don't know, I'm again quoting the same example, what Professor Shastri has told, that today we are doing the payment with the QR scan code, everyone thinks about that, but it is not happening in US. They are the advanced country, people. So things are there, students are intelligent. My only request is, please promote your child, whether at home or at the institution. Please find it out. Don't show this, that you are elder, you are senior. No, you have to become friend to them. Once you will become the friend and you will tell, oh beta, don't worry. Oh beta, you can do like this. Don't worry about it. Do it. We'll find it out. You can check it in your institutions. How many students are going to the computer lab? I'm sorry, I didn't find anywhere any computer lab which is destructed by the students. Keyboard, never damaged. That screen board, never damaged. But we are not allowing them. Now it will be downgraded. Oh, it was 2010, now we have to replace with that. But unfortunately, we have not asked the student to use that. We have not forced the faculty members, you should also be skilled. Now you have to be there. I'm sorry, I'm quoting one example I had seen in 3 universities. The management has provided the smart board, but faculty is not comfortable with the smart board. One of the faculty members raised in front of me the question, sir, it is not possible to write. Now, it was unfortunate for my part, that I know how to start the smart board, how to write on that. And it was just finger, whatever you want to write, you can write with the speed itself. But the faculty member was not equipped, not skilled, not trained. So the student to whom he is teaching, how he is teaching, is not a skilled person. Then what for the smart board is there? So we are putting the smart board not for the students. Yes, it is for the applicator also, the stakeholder also. The faculty should also be trained if we are asking for this to make a gross change. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Sharma. You had raised a very pertinent point when we talk about technology. Most of the frameworks which are now coming out as a systematic models in terms of 21st century skills also emphasize on literacy skills, which talks about information literacy, media literacy, and digital literacy, and leveraging technology. Dr. Kulkarni, coming back to you, that what is your take? How the higher education institutions should plan and implement the system for integrating and leveraging the technologies both from faculty perspective and from students perspective?
Yes, definitely, whatever Sharma ji has mentioned. But if the technology is very user friendly, the same example which now everyone is using QR code, everyone is doing the smallest transactions also by using the UPI technology, which was beyond imagination before 10 years. So when the technology is user friendly, people embraces it very easily, and then it becomes a movement. So definitely what sir is asking me that how we can inculcate these technologies. So if the technologies we are developing and which we are making it as a user friendly, then definitely it will be embraced on a larger scale by the users, whether they are the faculty, whether they are the students, and then definitely we will not have to take much efforts for educating or teaching it. But definitely we have to make it as a part of our curriculum, because unless and otherwise it is inculcated as a part of credits, then it will not be taken that seriously. So whenever we are talking about the skill enhancement or whether we are talking about the inclusion of the technologies, then it has to be a part of our curriculum, it must be a part of our credit system. Then it will be definitely adopted by each and every stakeholder.
Thank you, Dr. Kulkarni. Dr. Singh, I will continue with you on this point you said. You are from a university which is placed in an area, as you had mentioned, that most of the students are coming from a rural background, and I think your university may be facing the biggest challenge when in terms of leveraging this technology, inculcating it and integrating it among the culture among the students and faculty. Now, when we talk about leveraging technologies, it can be in different ways. One thing is to have digital courses which can have the students under fair understanding, courses like on AI, which is now being cutting across the sectors being used, or digital platforms, online course, e-content system, how it has been generated, and in terms of security and safety of information also. So, what type of challenges as a university you are facing, and what activity initiatives you are taking on it?
Thank you, sir. There are, challenges also, but all the steps that have been taken in our university, like strengthening of digital infrastructure, one part. Being in a remote area, we face problem. When I talk of, say, any skill or using technology, then tools, techniques, and skills are important. Tools are available. We are strengthening them. We are updating them. Skills, we try to give skills to the student to use them, but when it comes to, say, for example, internet speed, availability, sometimes we face problem. And somehow we are able to change the mindset of the teachers as well as the students. What I feel, for anything, if you want a student or a teacher to learn, is obviously the communication. So we have to change their mindset, communicate with them, provide them the ecosystem so that they can ask things. It could be inquiry-based learning. If something is wrong, if they are used, like Mr. Sharma mentioned, that if even some equipment is broken, if they are using it, we must appreciate that. So the challenges are still the same that I mentioned in my earlier say, that we don't have skilled faculty to the extent which is skilled so that they can skill the students. Then the mindset of the student is another challenge. Infrastructure we can develop and we have developed. That is not a problem. What NEP emphasizes and what we feel is one important aspect is self-learning. Somehow if we can promote and tell students that self-learning is important, whatever they are reading in the curriculum, in the teaching and evaluation scheme, if some skill is required for their future readiness, then they can learn from the online platform. So the awareness is needed to be, somehow created in the students and to tell them from where they learn. And it is just simply one sentence I will say, just make them learn how to learn. Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Singh will continue with you. You had mentioned about training the faculty and also the students in that line. And definitely when we talk about inculcating those skills and preparing our students for this 21st century skills, definitely first of all our faculty had to be prepared. You had touched upon this point earlier, a while back. And when we say the faculty had to be trained, there has to be a lot of efforts to be made because they had to understand how to revise and update the curriculum accordingly to introduce this concept of assessment based on 21st century skills. Also how to make a formative and combination of formative and subjective assessments, how to make a fair enough balance between them, how to make them technology savvy first of all, faculty members, so that they can take it to the students. Also a cultural shift, a paradigm shift is needed because as of now over the years the assessment is done on traditional way. But now as we move on, definitely students assessment in the basis of new system can be done only if faculties are trained and understand the finer details of it. Your point.
Right, sir. We have to work on the assessment and we have initiated certain steps there, but we have not reached to that level which we expect actually, because whatever we are doing right now, it is simply the student is remembering, writing it on the answer sheet and we are checking it. So it is just the learning level 1 or taxonomy. In earlier days also, if I remember my own days, when you do your research, submit your presentation, then there is a presentation and you evaluate. So we have developed certain rubrics, and again the problem is that we are not able to implement them in total. But somehow we have started doing that because when we talk of experiential learning, learning beyond classroom, then certainly you have to develop rubrics where you can assess the student and what Professor Kulkarni said. You have to put them into credits. Only then the students are serious. So the challenge is that we have to work on our assessment and evaluation methods, formative assessment. Now we are doing continuous evaluation and all that, but we are lacking on rubrics. But we are working on that, and I think in coming time, maybe in 1 year or 2 years, we will be able to develop rubrics which will be able to assess the experiential learning or other things.
Thank you, Dr. Singh. Dr. Kulkarni, coming back to you. And I will continue with this point of rubrics. There are a lot of rubrics nowadays available, whether we talk about direct or indirect rubrics systems are available for assessing the students based on their 21st century skills. How your university have took the initiatives in this direction?
As far as educating any person, you require a lot of patience. And definitely, when we are educating any person, the direct and indirect teaching method we have to inculcate or adopt. Because many times the student learns not only through the books or through the teachers, but through the peer following also. So, indirect teaching and indirect learning is also a very effective method. Now, as far as evaluation and assessment is concerned, as I have mentioned that almost 50% we are expecting to make the experiential learning. So naturally, the assessment or evaluation in the coming examination system which we have adopted will not be merely that the students are mugging and reproducing it in the exam hall, but it is based on his overall performance throughout the semester or throughout the year, which inculcates his participation in the various curricular and co-curricular activities, which includes his paper presentation, his projects, his hands-on training, which he adopts during his internships or when he is working in the industry partners. So naturally his evaluation is having different parameters which we are adopting now. Earlier, it was only a 20-80 or 30-70 pattern, which was 30% based on the internal and 70% or 80% based on his examination. But now we are having the multifaceted assessment system, which will be definitely representing the true caliber of the students. And we are refining it with our experiments day to day so that it can give the perfection of the evaluation of every person so that we can find out where he is lacking and which we can do the corrective measures, we can adopt the corrective measures so that we can make the tailor-made evaluation system for the students. Thank you, thanks a lot.
Thank you, Dr. Kulkarni. Dr. Sharma, we'll continue this point when we talk about assessments. As we know that over the years, the teaching has been traditional, the assessment has been traditional, which is end semester examinations, end year examinations, depending on whether it's a year-based system or a semester-based system or trimester-based system. Now, when we talk about this new 21st century skills, where we talk about adaptability, compatibility, communication, creative thinking, among the students, group discussions are there, assessment for methods, presentations are there, quiz are there. Now there is always a debate that which type of assessment is ideal, or should we focus on any one or incline towards it, or have to be a fine balance between these two.
Thank you, Dr. Sir. Prior to answering this, let me say something to you. Nowadays, we expect that the girls are not doing so much because they are busy in their day-to-day learning, education and others. When they get married, the first question is how to cook the food. Even if they are not married also, you will see it that they are afraid of, the parents are afraid of. But you give a chance to your daughter, please prepare this. She opens a YouTube, she starts arranging the items, she starts doing that and she applies the skill. What she learned from grandmother, mother, sister or sister-in-law. So that YouTube idea was also there and that her own ideas are also there. And I had seen lot many times we got 99% success. 1% failure might be there. See, when we are talking about the experiential learning, we are saying it. Is it practically happening? We are calling an industrial expert. Oh sir, please take a lecture. He comes and gives us a theoretical lecture. What the students understand for that? He has given his own success stories. I want that in the experiential learning, what he has done, that pilot project, that thing should come to that institution. That the student should get the hands-on training on that. If you are going for the app, if you are going for the making of even any app, let the student should be given a chance, oh, this app is available. Why not you make like this? Once a student will make that app, certainly he will improve that app. Until unless you will not give the battleground, how he will fight, how he will give you the success. Now is the evaluation part. Sir, earlier also at the time of Gurukuls, today also, it is the Guru who has to decide. Nobody else is there. If Guru is saying that I had given this particular project and student has to do that project and the student is successful, we can give marks, we can give the distinction. Oh yes, out of 60 students or 100 students, this student has made this thing. This startup has been done. This has made a drastic change in the institution. Now we are giving the projects to the students that you make such apps which can be applicable to our university. Sir, I am a Vice-Chancellor at Meerut University, Subharti University. We had a medical also, we had engineering also. All sorts of programs are there. So I have started giving that project. That the student should find out, that the student should interact and tell us what type, how can we help us. So I didn't agree with this, the traditional method that the student will come, he will present his practical work. If you want to make successful the skill what the India needs, we have to increase practical knowledge 80%. We have to bring theory knowledge only 10 to 20%. Once the students start working from the base, he will be learning that, he will be getting a skill. There is no doubt you can evaluate in any manner. If I have made something, if I have used my hands, I can answer in any direction you ask the questions with these regards. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sharma. Dr. Kulkarni, when we say that 21st century skills are going to stay, we all have to prepare our students accordingly. And ideally, we understand what is it required. We have to prepare our students based on skills which are in terms of their literacy skills, life skills, learning skills. And a lot of model frameworks are also coming onto it, a lot of models are coming onto it. Industry along with policymakers and academia is working, definitely. But everything is on paper. Ideal it is okay. But when we have to implement it on the ground, there are a lot of challenges. For example, when we talk about 21st century skills such as creative thinking, such as communication, such as creativity, now these are the skills which are very complex in nature, very multifaceted, and definitely it is not so easy because they are not objective. So the assessment of these skills become very difficult. It's not, there is no standardized tools as of now. Rubrics are available, but these assessment of rubrics is also depending on the faculty, which is again an issue of debate, that how effective that assessment of rubrics is there, because no standardized tool is there. Also there is a challenge in terms of leveraging the technology. So what is your take that how higher education institutions should plan to face on these challenges which are going to be there for some time at least until some standardized tools are available or model frameworks are available for that?
Yes, definitely, it is very difficult to evaluate. But at the same time, we have to ensure that quantitative outcomes are there. If there are quantitative outcomes, then we can evaluate those things. As far as critical thinkings are there, as far as my university is concerned, we always ask the students to find out the problems, finding out the day-to-day problems and finding out the solutions for those problems leads to the creativity, and then it leads to the patents or everything. A very simple example which I would like to mention, that we use the stapler pins every day, and many times we use the stapler pins and it gets finished abruptly, and then we have to press the bell and call the pew. So this is, we are facing every day-to-day problem, and the student has identified this problem, and he has suggested that the third or fourth pin, it should be colored. If it is colored, then when we are using that stapler, we will come to know that it is about to end. The signals we will get. So then it has gone for patent. He has got the patent. So these are the simple problems which we face in every day-to-day life, and we have to find out the solution which are creative, and this in the form of patents are quantitative, because now it can be evaluated that the student has thought creatively, it has observed that problem, and he has obtained that solution, which has now we can say that it has been converted into technology transfer, and it is in the form of a product, and it will definitely generate the revenues also. So when we are talking about the creative thinking, creative problem solutions, we have to identify the problems, we have to find out the indigenous solution for that, and then we have to convert it into a form of a IPR, intellectual property. I think that will be the only solution which can be evaluated in quantitative form. Unless and otherwise, we are getting the certain framework to evaluate it. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Dr. Kulkarni. To tell about what we are doing at our university at Amity, we had introduced 3-4 very interesting concepts a couple of years back on it. I could not share our experience, I was just asking all of you. Now at Amity, what we had done is, first thing, we had introduced the problems, industry-specific problems for PhD. For example, whenever a student is taking admission in PhD, we are not telling them that which areas you would like to go for, or we would like to give, or which topic you would like to work. Broad area is finalized, coursework is done. But once they have to choose a specific topic, there is something we had done a change. What we had done is, we had a tie with a lot of industries nearby, because it's a very rich in industry area, and we talk about Noida. And anyhow, also apart from Noida, we had a lot of collaborations. So with these industries, we have a sign of agreement of confidentiality, and we had asked them to share their problems, live problems which they want to solve. These problems are then given to this to PhD scholars to choose that which problem they would like to take as a part of a detailed research. The agreement of confidentiality is there, problem is there, the real-time data they are giving. So what you're talking about real-time solutions, and the problems, that is already there. And once they are coming out with the solution, with the discussion of the industry, if it is suitable to them, workable for them, implementable for them, they are taking as rights from us and sharing something as a support system for those scholars. For masters and bachelor students, what we have done, we have introduced a concept very interesting, very new in India as of saying. It's an integrated learning assessment system. For example, let's say in a semester, a student is studying 4 to 5 courses or 6 courses. So what we had done, we are not assessing the students on the courses individually. That's okay, that is part of their, faculties are doing it. But all these courses in a semester, faculties have to sit down and come out with the problems which are integrated in the nature, integrating in sense all the courses which are being taught, the problem should have an application of all those areas. So until and unless student not only understand these courses separately, but also how to align them and work with them together, it cannot be possible to provide the solution. So that integrated learning assessment model has been implemented at Amity University 3 years back. Another thing which we are doing at our university is in terms of how we are going to make it more interactive sessions for the students. So we have e-content for every course. All the course content is available on our online portals. Student, if they want, they can choose a model where they can decide that, okay, these are the courses we don't want to study in the class. So the classroom deliberations is in flipped mode. They are only on deliberations, group discussions, presentations by the students. No theory topic teaching in the class if the model is chosen for those particular courses by the students. So that flexibility is also an option there. Another thing which we are doing at our university is in terms of integrating the concept of development of students' solution on a real-time problem. So our students are working on a project at a course which is called HVCO, Human Value Courses. And these courses are on problems which are live. So the students go to rural areas nearby, the students go to Gram Pradhan for meeting with them, with NGOs they are working, and the problems are taken. So these are societal problems, and then students work on based on their area. For example, a student from BTech Computer Science want to come out with an app or a mobile solution or a web solution or an interface to help those. Similarly, we have Institute for Social Sciences. So those students come out with a policy or a solution, how it can impact the people living in there and how it can be. We have an Institute of Public Policy. So these students from various institutions are integrating and working together. So there are some problems where the students from different institutions are also coming together. Coming back to Dr. Singh. When we talk about leveraging technologies, there are many ways to do it. E-portfolio is one of the things, peer assessment is one of the things, self-assessment is another thing that can be do. So, what initiatives you are planning to take at your university on these directions and things?
Thank you, sir. Type of assessment methods that you just mentioned, we will be doing them. Right now, what we are doing is formative assessment and the continuous internal evaluation for semester examination, and then the assessment and things we are also using. We are picking it up, not reach to the perfection, but we are picking it up, and hopefully we will be able to dish it.
Thank you, Dr. Singh. When we talk about 21st century skills, definitely there are a lot of things which are to be taken care of. You cannot have one model which can fit for all, because there are cultural barriers, there are language barriers in different areas. You cannot have same model of framework to be implemented in a rural-based university or something which is in Indore, which is very industrial-based hub in that way, or even in Subharti. No, definitely. So we have to come out with our solutions which are customized based on cultural norms and academic disciplines or the programs usually. So with this, I would like just last 30 seconds with all three of you, if you would like to conclude in any way with your remarks. 30 seconds each as a closing remarks.
I'll only say everyone that it is not only the student, the parents, the institution has to widen their vision, they have to widen their understanding, give them the platform to exert, to excel. If you will give that, we will get the success and we will have the skillful India. Thank you.
As a concluding remark, I would like to say that basic purpose of education is to transform a person into a better human being. And to be a better human being, to have the skill of empathy, having the interpersonal relationship is the best skills which one can have to be successful in his life, irrespective of all technical skills. Thank you.
My concluding remarks, human resources at the core of higher education ecosystem, their training, awareness among students, quality and quantity of human resources. That is it.
Thank you, Dr. Singh, Dr. Kulkarni, Dr. Sharma. Wonderful panel, and we can get a big round of applause for all of them. And thank you for being a nice audience to listen to us. And really, it was a thank you for that.
So ladies and gentlemen, can I have a huge round of applause for our moderator and our visionary panelist. Well, thank you so much for your inspiring conversation and sharing your perspective with us.